Hi, I'm Dana Jones. I'm going to show you how to create templates for cutting pieces for foundation piecing. Very often we've been taught that you just cut a big slab of fabric and try to cut it big enough that it's going to cover your piece. But that doesn't always work. That's kind of trial and error. So I'm going to show you a method that is not trial and error that will perhaps save you fabric, will help you cut on grain, which is really important if you have large pieces to cut the outside edges on grain. And it will also perhaps reduce your fabric use a little bit, and you won't struggle with, oh, when I pressed it back it didn't cover the piece, I have to unstitch. So it'll save you a whole lot of things that aren't the fun parts of what we do. I'm going to work with some foundations from a quilt that I designed, and we're going to work with the foundation that's labeled as AN. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the foundation that you want to do, make templates to cut the pieces for, and I'm going to do piece 1. So that's this large piece in AN. So you just need to get it on a flat surface that you can work on, and then I'm going to use a piece of template plastic. I'm going to put that over the foundation, and you could also use freezer paper, and the kitchen variety is just fine. It comes on the long roll. You don't need to spend money on template plastic. If you're only going to cut this piece out once or a half a dozen times, you'll be fine with freezer paper. I'm using template plastic. I would use it if I'm going to cut a lot of the same piece, and I'm using it right now so you can see what I'm doing better. So I'm going to put it on, and I can see through it, as you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the stitching lines. You do need to use a permanent marker. You don't want this to ever rub off on your fabric or anything, so use a permanent one. You're not doing the seam allowance, you're actually marking on the stitching lines. And you're just going to go around and do the whole piece. And as I'm doing this, you can notice that there are several lines. In fact, quite a few of the lines of this piece are on the outside of the foundation. All of these 4 edges are on the outside of the foundation. Those are something that it would be good to cut on grain. And so how am I going to remember that? Well, I'm going to write outside edges, and I'm going to do an arrow to that one and that one. Why did I pick those 2? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick 2, and because I have a right angle, I can pick 2, not just 1. And so I'm going to do that. Once I have that drawn, I'm going to remove the foundation from underneath my freezer paper or my template plastic, and now I simply am going to draw a 1/2 inch all the way around. Again, using my permanent marker, and this is not precise cutting for foundation piecing, so you don't have to angst very much over getting this perfect, but you want to do a 1/2 inch all around. You'll notice I'm using this very flat ruler that you can see through, and it has 1/8 inch markings on it. I use this for many things in my quilting, and it's really great for this because I can just line up that 1/2 inch on there, and it makes it really easy to draw my 1/2 inch all the way around. Now I'm ready to cut this out, and when I put it on fabric, the template plastic's a little slippery, so I'll probably roll a little piece of masking tape to hold it to the fabric when I cut. You will tape it right side on top of right side, and to cut that way. You don't want to turn anything over when you do this. Once you do the cutting, you're good to go. You've got your piece cut, and it'll be the exact shape that you want, plus that extra inch around. And that extra 1/2 inch all the way around, which gives you a whole extra inch, will make it very easy to align those extreme angles, those diagonals, all those things that in foundation piecing can challenge us when we're cutting. Thank you.